He is known for simplifying the complexity. He is a software engineer with experience and expertise in analytics and automation scripting. He is very passionate about machine intelligence and human behavior analytics. Very interesting. He is pursuing M.Tech degree from Indian Institute of Science, which is popularly known as IISc, one of the premier engineering and science institutions in India. And he has also earned certification in Human Centered Design 201 from IDEO, which is again one of the world's renowned organization for design thinking. Arkadip is currently associated as automation engineer with a major international retail giant, and he is based out of Bangalore. Let us know more about his career journey and also get his insights on design thinking. Hello, hi there. Welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, The Guiding Voice for a Better Future. This podcast is to help professional students, IT employees, and entrepreneurs across the globe to shape their careers. Dear listeners, in every episode, we interact with industry experts or thought leaders or coaches or academicians across the globe to drive some insightful conversations that will help each one of you learn great things. Also, we share an interesting trivia or fun fact about IT world or technology towards the end. So stay tuned till the end to have maximum fun. Thank you for tuning in. This is Navin and I'm with my co-host Sudhakar. So today we are going to discuss the topic basics of design thinking, and we are pleased to welcome Arkadip Basu to our show. Arkadip, welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series. Let us talk briefly about your career background.
Thank you for inviting me to the podcast, and I look forward to our journey with the guiding voice. So I am in the industry for approx 8 years, and I completed my graduation from my hometown, that is Kolkata, on 2013. And over my college days, I did a internship over DRDO, and after that, I joined a organization, and there I learned the basics. And then I joined my current organization, which is in the retail domain. And here I get the opportunity to enhance and learn from the other skill. And together it was a wonderful journey. And today I will be mostly talking about the design thinking. How could we find the pain point of the user and then attack the user together as a team and then solve it for the customer as well as the business.
So Arkadip, can we get into our conversation?
Yes, please. Let's get started.
You have already done your certification in design thinking from the most renowned IDEO. I'm very curious about understanding from you what is design thinking in general.
Okay, so in our field, like we all are professional, we do try to solve the problem of the business. But what is business? It is in the back end serving for the customers. Now, just think of a scenario that you have a problem to solve and you are solving for a customer. It can be done in the traditional way, just hey, do this, do that. If else statement, it is done. That's how probably the most of the people do. But you take a step further and find that what is the pain point of the user and then think from their shoes, develop a prototype, test it with the user. Do they like that feature, or that can be improved up to certain extent, and then make it multiple iteration. With that you enhance your product, and with multiple iteration it gets better and better. And that's the design thinking philosophy.
Wonderful. You have summarized it very well. So it's more about dissecting the problem, understanding the customer pain points, and coming up with a solution. Thank you for that insight. Now, can we talk a little bit about how this design thinking is going to help the technical professional?
Again, so in the technical world, we are all serving for the business. After that, it is customer. Maybe whatever your end product, that is going to help some team, and with the help of your product, this team is going to offer the business, and the chain might continue. But again, think that example, in my recent career, I was doing work for the network automation part. So my product, whatever solution I develop, it does not help the customer, but my customers are the network operation engineers who used to have the glimpse of my product. So I used to interact with them that how do you like that? Do you like that feature? Do you want some more functionality? What are the pain points during the troubleshooting call? So that I can develop a solution that will actually help them to attack their problem faster.
All right, this is good. So, Arkadip, here comes my next question. Can you name a few companies, okay, which have successfully implemented design thinking?
There are many companies. You name a successful company that must have done design thinking, because without design thinking, you cannot reach to the customer's heart. You can develop a product, but you have to test it with the user. So design thinking is a process by which you have to go multiple iteration, and with every iteration you improve as per the customer feedback. So example, Google, I can name Toyota, who have recently done a wonderful job in designing something as per their user feedback. So many companies.
So, Arkadip, what are your learnings from design thinking principles that can be applied in general actually?
Whatever you do, just think from the, because you probably doing from the technician mind, but think from the other person, that how he is going to use that, and based on that you think that okay fine, if I was the user, do I like that feature? It's not about that showing my product have thousands of features. Until unless it is comes for your usability purpose, it does not make any sense. Innovation only happens when your product have a successful implementation over the usefulness of the people. So in a nutshell, think from the user point of view. One thing, you have to be very agile, that user may tell I don't like this, I don't like that, it can be better this way. Take this feedback in the constructive way and then reiterate further.
Arkadeep, seems like these are very structured way of approaching things, right? So can we talk a bit about this background of this design thinking, meaning the evolution journey? How did it all start?
Okay, so there are a couple of examples. Let me take a very common example of Google. So if you think that Google in 2000 or 2005, there was only one home page, and Google have an umbrella of product like Gmail, Maps, YouTube, and all. So what Google did in recent years, they have clubbed all together in the home page. So just one click, you can navigate to any of the Google product. So they check with the user that how they feel, because actually it saves the user time, and by that users are returning to the Google, and that's how it makes them successful. I can also tell you about a negative thing. Think about the Google Glass. Probably that did not had a much success, or Google Plus. There was already a feature at that time like Facebook in the market, but Google did not did proper market research to find that what are the things that if they can add, that will be a more value add. Maybe that time they have implemented a similar solution which did not had a cutting edge. So maybe user feedback was missing at the time. So that product did not get much limelight at the time.
Great example. I really liked the success and failure aspect. Not only the typical Google search engine, but also Google Glass and Google Plus. Amazing. So, Arkadip, you have been passionately learning about these latest principles and technologies over the last 7-8 years, right? So, what are the best practices to be abreast with the latest skills, be it on the design thinking standpoint or any technical skills that are attributable and related to this?
So technology is evolving in every year. So maybe when our seniors started their career, then they had some solution which they were proficient. But today there are some new technologies which are more in demand. So technology will come and go, but design thinking is something mindset. So you have to apply that with every solution, whatever you are developing. Maybe it Python, maybe it Java, maybe it machine learning. But think that how you can think from the other person's point of view.
That's great. I think you have shared a lot of wonderful tips and insights. And this conversation has been purely technical and something very serious. So let us try to spice up this conversation, Arkadip. And are you ready for a quick rapid fire questions?
Sure, why not?
Wonderful. So here comes the first bullet out of our rapid fire. What is the most adventurous thing that you have done so far?
I visited Himalaya and it was a Sherpa trek. So probably for 16,000 feet, we have to climb on foot and then descend. It was an 11 days trek. So I would say that trekking is something that is very adventurous. People should try that. It gives them a clear mindset that how you can achieve beyond your imagination.
Absolutely. So I think this reminded a couple of experiences which my friends have shared, and one of them had a near-death experience when there was a landslide atop of the Himalayas and all. But as you mentioned, it will be life-changing experience. Especially, we will get used to a lot of challenges, and anything that we come across after that will seem to be a silly or smallest thing in life.
Right? Your confidence must get increased after you complete something.
Okay, so here comes the next one out of the rapid fire. What is your favorite failure?
I did failed multiple times. So couple of times I developed something and I find that user don't like that. And I tried in multiple example in the job field. I also try applied in multiple positions, but it didn't work too. That is okay. I keep on trying and I get the feedback from the interviewer that this if that can be honed, I will be in a better shape.
Okay. All right. Here comes the third one. Was there any situation where you stayed up for more than 24 hours continuously?
So again, it was related to the trekking. My train reached some station a couple of hours late, and it was a remote area. And at night, we had no transportation available. So probably approx 15 hours I had to stay in one place, just wondering for the next availability of transport.
It must be a kind of one of its kind of experience, and will be more tense during that kind of situation for sure. I can imagine what could have happened then. All right. So here comes the next one. What is one question that has been unanswered for quite a long time in your life?
Practically, I still wonder that whenever we write programming, how does the machine language transcript to binary and the computer understand? I know that that's the beauty of the programming, but how it actually interchange something that is I am still trying to find out how it is going on.
Fair enough. Yeah, good one. So last one for the rapid fire, Arkadip. What is the best gift that you have ever received from someone so far?
The feedback whenever I interact with the people, if that is good, they give the good feedback that keeps me motivated. And if I fail, that by that I get to learn that yeah, that is not doing right, maybe I am lacking something and there is option for improvement.
Wonderful. So thank you for being so sport in the rapid fire round. So with that, I will hand over the session back to Sudhakar.
Thank you, Naveen. Arkadip, thank you. I really like that last statement. The feedback that you received and the feedback that you gave, really an opportunity for us to improve upon, right? One final question for this session, Arkadip. What is your one piece of advice to those aspiring to make big in their careers?
So think from the user point of view, take feedback from whatever, and try to think in the different way. Maybe to reach point B from point A, there could be one direction that you can clearly see. So apply second order thinking. From point A to point B, I have to reach. I can see one direction. But applying second order, you can think that what are the alternate ways to reach there. And if you think that way, you will find many more unexplored areas which you can implement and that eventually get you better. Technology will be always there and it will keep on evolving. One thing that is human centered, you are actually developing for the human, not for business, not for any bots. So think from the user point of view, how the end user will like it. And with that, you will enhance in your product development as well as yourself.
Wow, that is really cool. Keep the end user or customer at the center, identify diversified perspectives, and the last but not the least, explore the unexplored path to find the jewels. Amazing. Arkadip, thank you so much for joining us today. It was indeed great to have this conversation with you on basics of design thinking. We definitely learned a bit or two. I'm sure our audience is going to love every aspect of this.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting. It was a pleasure to be with you.
All right. So it was a pleasure hosting you, Arkadip. Thanks again. All right. So it brings us to the trivia segment of today's episode. And folks, today's trivia is about Facebook. Did you know that Facebook has a role to play in the divorce rates in America? You may be wondering why. But here comes the fact. In 2011, more than 1 in 3 divorce files in America contained the word Facebook in them. So I'm wondering what would it be maybe a year or 2 years down the line when Alexas and Google Assistants are going to be mentioned in the cases related to the divorce. Let's wait and watch. Interesting, isn't it? Thank you for listening. There is more in store, folks. Stay tuned. Take care. Be safe. Until next time. Bye-bye. And we are signing off for today. See you in the next episode with another wonderful guest.